If you're talking about motorsport to pretty much anyone in the world, chances are that people will know the likes of Hamilton, Schumacher and Fangio for their F1 success, Loeb and Ogier from the World Rally Championship and Valentino Rossi from MotoGP, and Raghunathan for his time in Formula 2. Nestled in amongst those names is former 5-time motorbike world champion Mick Doohan. And this guy, apart from being the best of his generation and about as crash-prone as Pastor Maldonado, has a son, Jack Doohan. But he hasn't been trying to follow in the footsteps of his father. Instead, he is a current Red Bull Junior with a serious chance at an F1 seat in the future. So let's find out whether Jack Doohan will one day drive in Formula 1. Born on the Gold Coast, which is a city, not a coast, in 2003, which is a year, not a number, Doohan started his career on bikes before soon changing over to four-wheel machines. Kind of like Alessio Deletta, come to think of it. He raced karts in his native Australia in his youth, winning the national championship twice before coming to Europe, and ruffling some feathers there as well. After finishing third in the 2017 edition of the European Championships, he, along with Dennis Hauger, Johnny Edgar and Harry Thompson, was signed to the ranks of the Red Bull Junior team and would make his car racing debut in 2018 in the British F4 Championship. Partnering Hauger at Arden, it was never going to be an easy year considering both were single-seater rookies, but Doohan would win 3 races and finish just 1 point behind Hauger in the main standings. Meanwhile, he would win the Rookie Cup ahead of Hauger after a rather consistent finish to the year. But whilst Hauger went on to dominate the Italian Championship the following year, Doohan would take up a rather different path. His focus for the year would lie in 2 series, the Euro Formula Open Championship, where he finished a disappointing 11th with R Racing, and the F3 Asian Championship. Over there, Doohan would be able to collect 5 victories and finish second only to his vastly more experienced teammate Ukyo Sasahara, but he nevertheless showed that he was a driver to be reckoned with. At that time, the Red Bull hierarchy saw a step up to Formula 3 as the logical step to do, and after once again finishing second in the 2020 F3 Asia Winter Series ahead of Nikita Mazepin, Doohan was drafted in to partner Jake Hughes and Enzo Fittipaldi at HWA Race Lab. Expectations were fairly measured, given that the HWA is as average as Nicholas Latifi when it's not being driven by Jake Hughes, but Jack would be able to compare himself to Enzo, seeing as he was also a rookie and a member of the Ferrari Driver Academy. But that didn't really pan out that way. Most of the time, Doohan was stuck battling pay drivers with more money than sense in the midfield, and this moment when he turned straight Viscal back into bent Viscal must have had Helmut Marko questioning Doohan's ability. His pace did improve towards the end of the season, which included a decent showing at the final round in Mugello, but the end result was still a pile of garbage. 26th place in the standings without any points had everyone questioning whether Doohan deserved to be in the Red Bull Academy. And with the knowledge that drivers had been dropped for less, I was genuinely surprised when Doohan was retained by Red Bull as an affiliated driver and put into the front-running Trident team, alongside David Schumacher and Mr. Consistent.
Consistency is key. Fact.
This time, however, the pressure was on Jack to deliver the results he was capable of, and after getting his first podium of the season in the opening round, Doohan got his first F3 win in a rainy feature race at Le Castellet. Turns out, Doohan is basically Ayrton Senna in the wet, because at Spa-Francorchamps, he became the first F3 driver in the modern era to win 2 races on the same weekend, under even more torrid conditions no less. With that, Doohan moved into second in the standings, and before the round at Zandvoort, just 25 points were splitting him and best buddy Dennis Hauger. Doohan managed to finish ahead of Hauger in the first race, and on the penultimate lap of the race, Doohan was on course to gain even more points, after Hauger had been taken out by Ido Cohen. But instead, this happened.
5. It is Doohan off the road to fall out of the points, and he'd be presented with a huge opportunity, but he's not going to score either.
Oh, for God's sake, Jack, stop mimicking your father. This really put a spanner in the works, and with Hauger's win the following day, the gap was near on insurmountable. Sure enough, the Norwegian would clinch the title in the first race at Sochi. Jack capped off his season nicely though, by winning the feature race and helping Trident to take the team's title away from Prema. At the end of the year, Doohan put in a few brilliant performances in F2 when he replaced Richard Verschoor in the MP Motorsport, showing the world that he was quick to adapt to the series. Next year, he'll be the lead driver at Virtuoso Racing alongside Marino Sato, and he will likely excel given his circumstances. But here we have to answer the question as to whether Jack will get to Formula 1. He's certainly a very talented driver and wouldn't at all look out of place in F1 in a year or 2. But the competition in the Red Bull scene is, to put it into one word, outstanding. There's Estonia's Yuri Vips, Kiwi Liam Lawson, and Doohan's main career rival, Hauger. And it's that last one that I worry about with regards to Jack, given that Hauger has, so far at least, had the upper hand on Jack in their respective battles. so to get a seat at AlphaTauri would definitely be a hard task. But what else can Jack be doing to get a place on the grid?
Great banter!
Well, he has been linked to a place in Alpine's academy, but considering they've got Oscar Piastri in their arsenal, that'll probably be next to impossible. But still, I reckon Doohan will be one to watch next year. What do you guys think? Comment down below with your thoughts, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and like the video so Jack Doohan can see that he's found some new fans. Bye!